Okay, I'm doing a quick review of the Kindle Fire HD 8.9-inch tablet. They just started shipping them, I think, yesterday. Here's the unit. First comment is the buttons for the volume rocker and the power buttons are very small and they're almost recessed. They're basically just flush with the unit, which makes them a little bit hard to find. Here's a way of finding it. When you first turn the tablet on, it's going to want to be orientated on profile like this. If you keep the little spot that you can see for the camera on the left and run your finger along the top of the unit, you'll feel a little bump when you come to the power button. That tells you to press there. So I just turned it on and turned it back off. Each time you turn it on and off, it'll give you different ads. Eventually they'll repeat. So looking at the two possibilities here from the login screen, there's a Shop Now button which will take you to the ad that's currently being displayed. Turn it back on here. Or the unlock is right here on the right, so you can just slide that over and there you are. It'll remember where you last were. To go to the home screen, there's a little home button in the lower left hand corner right here. You just tap that. It takes you right back to your home page. Now I've already turned off the recommendations that would appear at the bottom here. I can show you that in the software in a little bit, but this will show you some of the stuff I've been looking at lately: songs, music, books, movies, and so on. The unit's quite responsive. Something I think that'll be, it's basically a media content device. So we'll just start up Iron Man here. You'll see that it automatically will rotate into landscape mode. In fact, I think you're going to want to use the unit in landscape mode the most. You can hear the sound. It's quite loud. The picture is pretty bright. We'll jump away somewhere in the middle of the movie so you can see how quickly it... Just get the slider here. I'll just go right in the middle of this movie.
I'll give him a look.
So the sound is loud. It's very clear. The sound is being produced from two sets of speakers. They're here and here on the back. But since they're sort of at an angle, they reflect off of whatever surface you have it on, and you can hear it quite clearly. Again, going back home for the next thing you want to do, a little bit of, how about a little music here, just to hear the sound a little bit better. This is a popular song, so I'll just play it for just a minute. Bass isn't terribly deep, but it's clear. The higher frequencies are really quite clear. Okay, that's enough of that. Back to home. So that was music and a video. So looking at the top of the screen, you have the first item is now Shop. So you can go shop the Amazon store. Your game apps are under Games. You have apps, books, music, videos, newsstand, audiobooks, web, phone, and dock. So we'll try the web browser next. This uses the Silk web browser. I've turned off the accelerated browsing. I'm not convinced it's actually helping an awful lot, but we'll just do a quick search here. How about President? Could be able to spell. To see what president brings up. That was pretty darn fast, so that was just a quick search. So here's like images of the president. So there's Barack Obama. You can pinch and zoom. It's very responsive. As you're actually zooming, the unit doesn't seem to be nearly as grainy. How some pinch and zoom schemes kind of use a blown-up pixel approach as it's doing it. This seems to actually redraw everything instantly, and it's very fast. You can drag it around wherever you want. Quite nice. So the web browser works well. It does not support Flash, though there may be ways of putting older versions of Flash on it, but they're not officially supported by the Silk browser. So apps, books are pretty phenomenal on this device. So let me pick out something here. How about Nate Silver's The Signal and the Noise? In landscape mode, you get basically a two-page view. We can go to profile though, and you can see the text is quite small. I set it to a very small value. To change that, you can just tap the screen and go to your alpha settings, and you can make it bigger or smaller. It'll actually update them right there on the screen as you're looking. But you can actually go down to the smallest conceivable font you might ever want. There it is, and it's quite clear. I can read it quite clearly from here. You probably can on the HD, because it's merely HD, and this unit is quite, well, I can't even get it to focus there. We're just going to have to trust me. You can read it really clearly. It's quite responsive, and you can get through pages quickly and everything. So, back tapping again. Again, the home button is in the left-hand corner, pretty easy to find. When you rotate it into to this, let me just pick up the book again. Tapping it, the home screen will be in the lower right-hand corner. When it's in profile, it'll be in the lower left-hand corner. So just keep a look for it, out for it. I actually like that decision of where it places. Let's go back to a book. 500 Days. I like that it places the menu here on the side. The Nexus 7 tends to put it along the bottom, and that takes up more screen real estate. Here it's just a small band on the right. So I think this is a better use of screen space if you're going to have on-screen menus like that. The unit can play audiobooks. This seemed to be a free one that was available.
Fatigue Rangers knew only too well.
It's
He knew how to sleep
Tom
like a
Clancy's
dog
Dead or
on a
Alive.
planet.
Go back to home. Everything starts up very quickly. You can see how quickly the unit can scroll, much faster than you could possibly see. Apps seem to be supported well. Here's a little piano app. Anyway, enough of that. So now for the apps that tend to take the whole screen up, they've replaced what used to be a whole bar along the edge here, taking up valuable screen real estate, with just a couple of lines. It looks like an equal sign, a vertical equal sign. If you tap that, that pulls the menu out, and then you can go home, you can get to your settings, and so on. So a nice software thing. I hope Android picks this up for the Nexus to give you just that little bit of extra space on the screen. The photo viewing is pretty amazing. You know, once you've uploaded your pictures to Amazon, it gives you this very nice display here with different sized pictures. It lets you very easily scroll through them and select an image that you might want to see. And then when you want to zoom in on it, you can just do that. Of course, if it's set the other way, you can rotate the screen and it immediately does that for you. Again, the quality of the screen is hard to believe. It's actually way better than the pixels of the cameras that most people use. Well, it's close. This was I think a maybe 11 megapixel image, and it's actually nice to have a display device that can kind of show you some of that. So you can scroll this way, you can pinch back down, you know, it's quite easy. Home again. Alright, so let's just go over everything. Docs, you can mail to yourself things like PDF documents and other documents that it will let you see. We did the photos, we've done web, audiobooks. There's a newsstand that lets you actually read newspapers and magazines and things like that. Videos, either from their store. If you have Amazon Prime, then you can see a lot of videos very quickly. Just tap Amazon Prime, it'll see popular movies, and it'll give you very quickly a display. You saw how quickly that was being updated. It has an incredibly fast internet connection. The MIMO technology seems to really make a big difference. A lot of the times when you've been using tablets, you've just been waiting on information to be downloaded, and since this device is very media-centric, I can start scrolling it very rapidly, and you can see it hasn't quite filled in the images, but darn, that was quick. Maybe a half a second for it to download all those covers for all those movies. We'll just pick one of them real quick to see how quickly it can start. It's ready to watch. I just tap watch. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 4 seconds, and it's actually playing, and it's playing with quite good quality. Now there's this X-ray feature, so while you're watching a movie, let me turn down the volume a little bit. The easiest way to find the volume rocker is to slide your finger down, and you'll feel the button, and you want to hit the second one, which would be down. I also could just slide this down on the screen. So here, the X-ray feature gives you extra information. Like I can tap that; it'll show me the full cast of the movie with pictures and information about them, which is a nice feature. If you touch any of the actors, it'll give you more information, including a lot of other movies that actor or actress has been in. So that's a very nice feature. There's also X-ray for books, which does something similar. It gives you additional information on it. So we've gone music, books. I'll go to books just to show the X-ray feature real quick. I don't know if X-ray is enabled on this device, but we'll just find out real quick. Tap it. Here's X-ray. So here we go. It shows you the location. You can find out more information about the book. In trade is on what page the phrase "in trade" was used on each of the books. Here, you tap it, you can see those references. You can see more information about the book by tapping there. So the amount of content really depends upon. This is actually taking you to the book page on Amazon about that particular book. But X-ray is enabled in a lot of books, and it does have a lot of very useful information. So that's my quick Kindle Fire HD 8.9 review. Thank you.